Barnard Babble podcast.
The movie discussion version.
Yeah,
What's up,
we
y'all?
talk about movies all the time here. Welcome back.
Well, this one is all about M3GAN. M3GAN? Oh, no.
No, not M3GAN.
M3GAN?
Yes, M3GAN, yes.
M3GAN.
Yes.
Ridiculous name.
But welcome back, everybody. I'm Erica.
I'm Justin. Did we not say our names?
No.
Highly unprofessional.
We are the Barnards, and we're going to talk about M3GAN today.
Listen, guys, if your mic stand is a little, squeaky and you think you need WD-40, don't put too much on it, okay? It's a problem. It's maybe a bigger problem than if it's a little, if you have a little bit of a squeaky mic, because then you'll have to hold up your $400 mic. It really, it really sucks.
Well, the mic stand's what, $30?
This was $45, I'll have you know.
Okay. Well,
Making me hold this damn mic.
we just got to put some baby powder on the joints.
I guess.
And
Anyway,
try
y'all,
that out.
You like horror movies? I guess this is what M3GAN was.
Let's start from the beginning.
Okay, here we go.
So M3GAN is a movie that came out recently, and everybody loves it, right?
95% Rotten Tomatoes. Insane.
But when these trailers dropped, it looked like trash.
Okay, I'll say this because it looked like competent trash. It did.
Confident, sure.
Like it looked like it was a Blumhouse movie, releasing in January. All signs pointed to it being just kind of mediocre.
Right.
And when the reviews hit, because hey y'all, this review is quote unquote late. We didn't watch it the first couple of weeks of it being out. I mean, actually, is it the second week? It's
the second week.
Second week is technically out. I did not think the movie was going to hit like this. When the reviews started flowing out, I was shocked. I thought maybe Rotten Tomatoes had been hacked. James Wan had figured out how to hack the system, and he had tweaked. He reversed some numbers, maybe.
Review bomb is what people call it.
No. I ain't talking about review bombing. I'm talking about James Wan, the writer-producer of this movie, went into it and hacked the system and reversed some numbers. So instead of it being a 59%, it was a 95%.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so maybe critics reverse review bombed it and gave it really positive scores for no reason. I flabbergasted.
Well, the trailer looked just so silly, and she was
Which
dancing, and it just everyone you talked to was like, "This doesn't look like it's for me.
Well,
this doesn't look like something I would want to watch."
It looks like it was going to be, especially with that damn dancing. It was just going to be a horror comedy, some dark humor, something, because obviously she's going to become a killer robot lady. And she does. I mean, it's not a spoiler. You know what the movie is. I couldn't believe it. And so we had to go see it. We had to go see it.
We needed to go see M3GAN,
M3GAN,
which they've messed up with that.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some threads somewhere of what names they could go with if they make it to the third movie, which they're definitely going to do a second movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because, baby, what's the box office of this movie? It has done pretty well.
Well, let's talk about how much it cost to make the movie first.
Oh.
This movie cost $12 million to make, right?
I hope it doubles that budget.
Which it looks really good for $12 million.
$12 million is a lot of money.
Great.
She does.
Every now and then,
but
she's a little
movie.
grainy. Her face gets a little grainy on some. Every now and then, there's a shot of her face that to me does not look correct as far as CGI or whatever. But for the most part, she looks great.
Okay.
She looks amazing, pretty seamless, and I buy it. I bought it.
Sure. So $12 million. Yeah, I was gonna say $12 million is a lot of money to regular folk, but for a movie, even a horror movie, that's pretty low budget.
It's a low budget.
That's pretty low budget.
This movie right now is it's right about at $30 million.
That's it?
Yeah.
You sure? The total?
Right now, yeah.
Oh.
But they're saying it's gonna get up to 60.
Okay, the word is all signs supporting the 60.
Like a theatrical run.
Okay. Right now it's at 30.
Yeah, it's only been out for 2 weeks.
For some reason I thought it made more than that.
I mean, I can double check if you'd like.
If it will do it live. So how much exactly, baby, did it make?
$30.2 million.
I knew it. I knew you weren't right. And you said $30 million before. $30.2 million.
Oh my God. And that's here. In the States, worldwide, it's $90 million.
Whoa, worldwide, 90?
Yeah, off a $12 million budget.
Okay, there we go.
So there definitely will be M3GAN's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They Mach 7 M3GAN. I mean there's going to be a lot of different M3GANs.
Interesting because, I hope But it's gonna happen because with movie sequels in general are hard, but horror movie sequels can also be very hard. I don't want diminishing returns in terms of quality. I hope whoever they got to write, I believe James Wan's the writer. I think there was multiple writers for this movie.
Okay.
I hope the same team stays together for this. Get the same director. It was directed by a guy named Garrett Johnston, I believe. Never really heard of him. Apparently, he made this movie called Housebound. But right before we started recording, I watched the trailer for it. Looks pretty good, actually.
Oh wow! All right. Maybe you'll check it out.
Maybe I actually will check it out. I believe it's free on Tubi. Yeah, so I think I'll go to Tubi soon and watch that movie.
Good old Tubi.
But yeah, Garrett Johnson did a good job.
So, is this a spoiler talk? I would love for it to be a spoiler discussion. Is this a spoiler review? We're doing spoilers?
Yeah, I think this will be a spoiler talk. Not yet. We'll let you know when we really start getting into it. But this current conversation right now would not be spoiler talk.
Okay.
But we'll lead into it and we'll let you know before we start spoiling everything.
Okay.
Y'all.
That was my segue in this. Can we talk about spoilers?
Damn, you want to get the end of the movie away?
I mean, I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to talk about the movie.
You want to talk about the very end of the movie?
No,
I don't want to talk. End.
I don't want to talk about the end.
Well, there's plenty of things we can talk about before we get to the true spoilers. We can talk about performances and cinematography and yada yada.
Right, and they're all great too.
Wow.
They're all good.
Okay. Anyway, so in the movie, y'all. No, I mean
they are good. The cast is fine.
Say this, what's her name? Is it Allison Williams?
Allison Williams.
Yeah,
she is to me now forever
scary
psycho white girl.
Yeah.
I'm scared of her.
Yeah.
Her face does not bring me comfort or peace.
No, when I see her,
I'm just terrified, and I'm scared she's manipulating me.
Yeah, when I see her, I picture her counting cereal or picking out cereal, dry cereal, eating it, and then sipping a glass of milk.
Yeah.
From Get Out, y'all. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
She's great in that. I'll
say this: Violet McGraw, who plays her niece,
Katie or
Katie.
Caddy,
or what's her name?
I think it's Katie.
It's Katie.
Yeah, but it's spelled. It's spelled like Mean
Caddy.
Girls.
Yeah.
Cady. Well, I'm gonna call you Caddy.
Yeah. Anyway, so Katie, she did really good. I forget. There's a particular scene in there where she just is, it's emotional and it's like, let me see Megan, And I was like, wow, she's. I think she's going above and beyond for this role.
She was.
There are a couple scenes in there where I think she really was on it.
Yeah, she apparently has been in the Haunting on Hill House things on Netflix. I don't know how many there are of those now. I think just 2.
She was in both of them?
But I think she's in both of them.
Both seasons?
But it's one of those casts where they switch up.
Sure, it's
characters,
it's like an American Horror Story.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what she did in any of those, but I'm sure she was great.
She was a scared little girl, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure she did a good job.
I was going to say, because I haven't seen, I only watched, I know, shame on me, y'all. I think I watched the first 2 episodes, maybe, of the first season of Haunting Hill House, whatever.
Me too.
But you watched the whole second season, though.
I watched the whole second season.
And that second season did not look good to me.
It was okay.
Anyway, neither here nor there.
Yes.
But yeah, cast, a solid job. Mostly besides Allison Williams. I just want to call her Ashley. Besides Allison Williams, it's mostly a cast of smaller actors to no names,
Ronnie Chang.
Ronnie Chang. What Ronnie Chang did, baby?
He's a news guy on The Daily Show.
I guess you're right. I bet you there's a certain segment of people who are going to recognize Ronnie Chang and Allison Williams.
A lot of people.
You're right.
A lot of people watch The Daily Show.
And apparently he was in Shang-Chi as a fight promoter guy. If you've seen that movie, he was also in there
for 2 seconds.
Blink and you'll miss him.
Right, 2 seconds. But the cast was good and solid. I'm ready to talk about this movie. I'm ready.
What are we doing? We're talking about the movie. What you talking about?
Well, the movie is good, right? Because of they set it up in the first 10 minutes of the film.
First 10 minutes. Okay.
The film is set up. There's this emotional beat with the family going on a ski trip. They get in a car accident. And there's this wonderful toy commercial that the movie starts with. It gave me Jordan Peele vibes.
Oh, I can see
that part of the movie where they're clearly making fun of the toy industry, and commercialism, and
should we read a synopsis real quick to give them this debate? I mean, we're talking about it, and if you're here, I'm assuming you know what the movie's about. But just in case, if you made it this far into this, I'm sure you know what it's about. But just in case, Eric here will read you a synopsis.
Okay, M3GAN is a marvel of an artificial intelligence. a lifelike doll that's programmed to be a child's greatest companion and a parent's greatest ally, designed by Gemma. What is this? This is a weird synopsis.
Is it?
It's not like they're acting like it's real. You know what I'm saying? This isn't like M3GAN is a 2023 thriller horror starring Allison. What? No, this is like this is the movie.
No, what? I feel like this is a modern synopsis. Keep reading. Let's see if it gets weird.
It's already weird. Designed by Gemma, a brilliant roboticist, M3GAN can listen, watch, and learn as it plays the role of friend and teacher, playmate, and protector. When Gemma becomes the unexpected caretaker, here we go, of an 8-year-old niece, she decides to give the girl a M3GAN prototype, a decision that leads to unimaginable consequences.
I don't know what the problem was, baby. That is.
I'm like, M3GAN isn't real. What is this?
Well, because I guess in a lot of synopses, maybe I feel like that's like old school, but like you'll say Gemma, played by Allison Williams. Yeah,
maybe that's all the synopsis I've ever seen on Google.
Well, hey, I mean that is a good rundown of what the movie is.
That's the movie in a nutshell, I guess.
Let's get into it. There will be some spoilers from here on, y'all. If you haven't seen the movie, we'll just go ahead and say fully recommend. It is PG-13. It's so I feel like it's a light horror. So if you want to go with,
it's very light.
If you have a youngin, you can go see it with them, I guess. If they have a penchant for horror movies.
13, sure.
That's what I mean. I don't mean like 6. Though when we saw the movie, there was, I guarantee you, maybe he was just small for his age. That boy looked about 5 or 6.
Or 9. He looked 6?
He looked like 6.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I'm pretty bad at telling kids' ages. He could have been 18. I don't know.
It's really tame as far as
it's pretty tame.
The horror aspect of it. They don't show any deaths or anything like that.
Well, yeah, I guess they really don't. You're right.
They don't. They pan away.
We'll get into it. Yeah,
from all the deaths.
But yeah, recommend. Go see it on a Saturday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon with just you and one other guy in there.
It's very specific. Okay. Well, anyway, so as I was talking about, car crash. So they're in a car crash, and the little girl, Katie, loses her mom and her dad, has to go live with her aunt Gemma, who is a toy developer.
She's a roboticist.
Way too smart, but she up in there making toys. She's unappreciated by Ronnie Chang's character. And Allison makes this doll, Gemma, Allison Williams, Jesus. She makes a doll, and it's M3GAN. and that's our discussion, y'all. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's M3GAN. And the little girl loves her and best friends, and she's obsessed with her.
A little too obsessed, yeah.
But the movie itself is paced really, really well.
Yeah.
Like extremely well.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that's the main reason why this movie is so good to me, was the pacing was like boom, boom, boom. I mean, it made sense. It just flowed.
Everything made sense.
Most things made sense. Every now and then there was something like, why are these kids out here hunting for acorns all by themselves? This is not what it would be like.
I was thinking that there was a part with like Gemma is trying to enroll Katie into like an alternative like school where the kids are outside and they're learning in nature. And I mean,
it turns into Twilight all of a sudden. There's all this
fog and these big ass trees
and mist, and I'm like, where are they at? They're in a completely different part of the forest.
You can suspend some disbelief, and I guarantee you, somewhere out in this world, there is a school like that.
I understood the school part, yes, but they wouldn't let them go off.
No. I mean, even that part. They're probably like they would probably be chaperoned a little harder than they were anyway.
Stay in this vicinity.
Yeah.
To find your dang
acorns. It's a movie, There have to be some, suspension of disbelief.
And now, when I was watching this, I thought I was going to hate the way M3GAN looked.
I know, me too, because the trailer, I don't know why. Like
I'd be annoyed by her face.
Me too. Her face, her voice, everything.
And I wasn't.
No.
I was like, oh my God, I like her. Like, you really like M3GAN.
Yeah.
And part of it, you're rooting for her. You're like, yes, protect your little girl, M3GAN. Yes. Mm-hmm. Don't let nobody talk to her and, way they want to.
Yeah.
It was like, M3GAN is like ride or die.
Yeah.
Like, I was here for that.
Well, because I was wondering what like the hook was going to be. Would she be like hooked up to like, testing something and like lightning bolt strikes the facility and she gets, rewired but it really does feel like she just was going off her programming.
She just learned really too well. She learned too well.
There was a part in the beginning of the movie where like the well, not the beginning, but there's a part with the neighbor. It's established that his neighbor has this dog and it's annoying, right? And the dog bit Katie at one point. And so obviousm M3GAN is going to get revenge.
I love that scene where she's staring at the neighbor.
Well, excuse me. Yeah, I know, it's great. Excuse me. Before M3GAN gets revenge, because she's getting revenge for Katie, but she's also getting revenge for herself because the dog was like biting her.
Yeah,
the dog at one point it was like some sparks and stuff. So I was like, oh, was that part of her like going bad? But no, there was never like an explicit like, oh, this one thing here is the reason why now she's turned.
Right?
It's just that it's because she's learned. And I guess. They did kind of touch on it a little bit. Of like, you didn't give me like certain parameters or like limiters.
She wasn't done.
I wasn't. Yeah, it was a prototype. It was the whole point.
She's not finished.
Yeah.
But I love that scene where she's staring at the neighbor, just making a mental note, like,
I got you.
Yeah.
We saw the movie. What was it? Yesterday, which was what? A Saturday. Saturday second weekend at like what 2:00 or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I can't remember. It was
12:50.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. It was like early.
12:50. It was packed up in there.
It was pretty packed. I was kind of surprised. And there was obviously like I think it was like 5 or 6 black women, or just
there's some families, some black families in there.
To like the left of us, and they were having a great time.
Oh, did you hear the couple next to us?
For one, that couple next to us, to the right of us, would not shut up in the beginning.
Oh, they were talking,
and I was honestly like, all right, it's gonna be a problem. I was really thinking that, like, am I gonna lean over?
You know what? Now I'm glad you mentioned this because I had a thought and I said,
what?
Is M3GAN gonna resonate with the black community?
Oh,
this is when I was watching. I was like, "Is this a film for the black folks?"
I don't know about that. I don't know
if it really is, but I felt like at the same time I was like, "No." Here was my thought watching the film. This movie is doing so well is because it is for everyone.
Okay, yeah.
It's probably not for little old kids, but if you are old enough and you don't get too scared at things or whatever, that age up, I think everyone can go into M3GAN and maybe have a good time.
I was gonna say this. If
it's very universal.
Well, at the end of the movie, like when the lights came on, I said this was like baby's first horror movie.
Yeah,
and that can sound like I'm putting people down or whatever. It sounds like a negative thing, and maybe it slightly is for me. Like when we get into maybe some critiques of the movie, but like it really is like a light horror movie. If like I said, that's why I said take your young into it. If they can handle this kind of thing, it's not a bad one of these. It's like don't go see I would say don't go see Malignant. Don't go see Men. Don't go see Saw.
Don't see Malignant either.
But don't see Malignant just because it's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. Yes, don't go see these movies.
You're correct with saying Malignant, though. You doubted yourself. Malignant is wild. Listen, I'm mad that I watched Malignant.
8-year-old Justin could handle Malignant. I can handle that movie, no problem.
It's really goofy. Anyway,
but like it's not a hostile type movie. This is if you can watch Child's Play, you can watch this.
Child's Play scared the crap out of me growing up.
Okay, you know what?
I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself for a whole month after watching Child's Play.
You're right. Child's Play did freak me out.
I'm not sure why. I thought Chucky was going to come out of the toilet for some reason. Oh. It was a very specific fear. I thought he would come out of the toilet, and I was really scared to go to the bathroom for a minute.
You thought he would try to take over your body?
He was going to come out and get me.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say this. I didn't think the movie was scary, but also I didn't think it was gonna be scary. Like a thriller, even like there were a couple moments of jump scares. The one definitely got Erica involved in a dog.
Well, the jump scares were good because they weren't M3GAN centric usually.
They weren't, no.
So, which like you think about the Annabelle creations or whatever, which that whole movie is those movies are jump scare movies. That's really what they are.
Yeah.
The sound keys and boom and but there was a couple with M3GAN where you turn around and she was there.
Yeah, it was
but you'd expect it almost.
You expected it.
You're like,
so it wasn't.
She's gonna be there when they turn
I'll
around.
say this. They definitely tried a few times to get you with like a little ooh moment, but they were so obvious that, like I said, if you've seen a horror movie, you wouldn't have been scared.
Right.
So I guess that maybe is a slight critique, but once again, I didn't really go into it thinking it was going to be like ooh tense,
Yeah.
But it was still enjoyable. The first thing we said was that the pacing was good. Everything flowed pretty well. Maybe there was more of like the corporate world Allison Williams, character and like her job. There was more of that than I thought there would be.
There was a lot of that in the beginning.
Maybe I could have done with a little less of that, but they needed that, I guess, to really tie in everything that was going on between her and her niece.
I kind of felt the same way, but at the same time, I kind of was like, wow, they're giving us a lot of background right now. And I was kind of shocked by that. Like, okay, this movie is taking its time. There were a lot of nice establishing shots, or like, you could, moments where like, okay, this character is sad before they would go into the scene, or there was a lot of setup, payoff, and I appreciated that part. It was like a movie. It was a real movie.
No, yeah, I mean,
for what it was with this dancing doll, I was like, oh, this is a real movie, and characters are actually going through things. And
I guess when I saw the trailer, I thought it would just be a joke and not in a good way.
A joke.
I guess I sort of maybe guessed it with some of that. I mean, like Allison Williams, I mean, she's not like that well known of an actress. She's been in some roles. They've been quality, I'm pretty sure. So when I saw her, maybe I should have gave her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe like gave the movie like, oh, if she's in it, maybe it's quality. I don't know. I didn't know the pedigree of anybody working on it. So not really. But it I don't want to say it felt like a real movie, but it did feel more real than I thought it would, in terms of just like, oh, this is gonna be just B movie trash,
right? And
it wasn't. It really wasn't.
Let's see. What was there? Something else? I thought the score for M3GAN was pretty good. The score,
the music,
I think,
I don't really even remember it too well, to tell you the truth.
That's probably a good thing, honestly. But I felt like, it
wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It was somewhere right there in the middle. It was fine. It was good. Every time there was one scene where M3GAN. This is why I'm like, is this movie for, I don't know who this movie is for everyone. But when I keep wanting to say Katie, when Katie she was sad, she woke up in the middle of the night and she's, asking M3GAN essentially if she had killed that little boy.
Sure.
And M3GAN's monologue was really great. She asked about heaven and all this stuff. And she just starts singing Titanium to her after their conversation. And it was like, what? What's happening?
She, a few times in the movie, most times she did that. They felt slightly appropriate.
Yeah.
This like of her just start singing like a little pop.
Into a little pop song.
Little pop song. And and it was, only at the end there when she was getting effed up, when she started singing, you were just like, oh no.
They really made you like M3GAN. I think that's a really good key to any really horror character or whatever, like a Jason or a Freddy or. Well, do you like Jason? You like Freddy, and you like Chucky because he's funny.
It's interesting now because if Jason was made today, I don't know if it would be as. It's a weird semantic thing. Like, would it be as iconic as a guy in a mask killing people? Because he was an architect. Wasn't the freaking 80s. So I don't know if you love Jason like that. He's just the embodiment of a soulless killer.
Right. M3GAN had a lot of character, and I guess that's why her replies, even before she started turning more evil, were just funny and snarky.
Yeah, just her turn her head and just be like, and blinking at you like,
how she would naturally talk was just fun.
Yes.
And she did sound like a teen or
and then like every once in a while, like her voice would go way too high, and you would hear like some auto tune in her voice.
Yeah, auto tune.
It was just a good watch. Like you don't go. I didn't go. Don't go into it expecting like a blood fest. Okay, I'll say this because I didn't know it was rated PG-13. I thought maybe it was rated R. I think I would have enjoyed more violence.
Sure.
Don't cut away from certain things.
Yes.
I'll say because at one point she does get the neighbor, right? The neighbor who's been harassing, or her dog was harassing her, going on her sides, doing whatever. It's like the neighbor wasn't like the worst, but she was just annoying,
Yes.
And she eventually does get the neighbor, M3GAN does, and it's like she blasts her with like a hose or something. It was ridiculous.
Pesticide.
But no, like the initial I thought was just like water hose or something.
I don't know what that was.
But she got blew back so far, it was ridiculous.
Yes.
And she's working quick. She picks up a nail gun, shoots her in the hand. I'm like, damn, okay, here we go. And she just I don't know, just drowns her and melts her with pesticide from out her eye.
Cut away.
Whatever. And cut away, yeah. But I was like, it was showing some of that. And I was like, oh, here we go. And the little boy next to me, the little 2-year-old next to me,
2-year-old,
you know, like he would like curl up and like be towards his, I'm assuming, dad, you know. And I was like, yeah, kid, you ain't built for this. But I was also like, I wish it went a slight bit harder, which maybe, you know, it's better it didn't, because it obviously can reach a wider audience. There's no way M3GAN 2, young people, M3GAN 2 is not going to be rated R.
Kids want to see M3GAN.
Teens want to see this. It's a smart decision. But for me personally, there's like more. I wanted her to maybe be slightly more evil, which maybe you saved that for M3GAN 2, M3GAN 3, M3GAN 16. You know?
I don't know. I was on board with her. I was
sure.
You know, she was one of those, I guess, villains where I was just like, no, I'm here for this.
Yeah.
I'm here for everything M3GAN's doing. What's her name really isn't that great of a mom, but she might get there, you know. And,
well, yeah, what's her name? Allison Williams is kind of a self-centered, kind of bad guardian.
But you understand. It's fine.
You understand her. You understand her. And I'll say this. One of the... what's her name? What's that role? Like child protective, whatever.
She was like a child therapist.
Yeah, come to check on you in the home to make sure that, you know, Caddy is in a good environment. Katie is in a good environment. Otherwise, you know, the other family members want to take her and raise her.
Yeah.
And I was shocked that she didn't get killed. Shocked. She did not get touched in this movie.
They really set up for her to be one of the people to get it.
Yes, because I
immediately
I was like, oh, I can't wait for her to die, because, you know, it's like, oh, you've slightly annoyed us, and we like the main character more than you, so you're gonna get it in this horror movie. But she did, and it honestly, like looking back, I like that she didn't get it, because, you know, come on, everybody needs to suffer,
right?
But there were a couple of things they established in the beginning of the movie with like a prototype robot that Allison Williams' character had made.
Yeah, Ben or something, or Benny or something.
Bruno or Bruce or something.
Yeah.
And he was a big robot that I knew was going to come back later in the movie. Did you guess that?
Baby, I mean, you're good. I think part of my brain did, but I also just was like, oh, this is just explaining to us how M3GAN works.
Got to M3GAN.
That M3GAN has that
chip.
same box in her head that's like all of her memories or whatever. That's M3GAN.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I felt like that part was going to come back, not the big robot himself.
Well,
but I should have thought that with them dang hand movements,
the hand gloves, baby,
that she was doing, like putting her fists together, and it looked really cool, you know, and the noise it made. The sound design was pretty good in this. Since we're talking about noise, it was really just a solid overall made popcorn movie.
Yeah.
Go have fun with your friends or whoever kind of film, like just inoffensive, you know?
Yeah. I if you watch this movie and you have like strong feelings like negatively, I'm just like, well, man, come on. You know, it's like, oh, come on, man.
It just is what it is.
Like it's not the best movie in the world.
No.
And I don't know if it's gonna make, like, because the plan is to do some kind of top 10 year end list, whatever, this year for us. I don't know if it's gonna even make that, but solid start to the year.
Right.
To see a nice
for a January
horror movie.
January horror movie.
Not bad.
About a freaking doll robot. But you know what? When they were showing in the beginning the different skin colors and hair, we're gonna get so many different more M3GANs.
Yeah, so
I am very excited for that. Like different designs of M3GAN.
We're spoiler talking. By the end of the movie, you know, they do defeat the evil. They do beat M3GAN. It's a nice little fight in the home.
She looked great too when they were fighting her and tearing her up.
Yeah, I know it was really good.
I was like, oh, now this is child's play.
Yeah,
she's looking like Chucky now.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is good. But when they beat her, and you know, they're rapping. I believe the authorities are there. They're leaving, or maybe it's just that she's leaving with her niece.
They're just going to talk to the police.
Okay, I'm like, well, there's sirens.
Yeah,
the cops always show up after the fact, so they're leaving, right? And then the camera stays on the home, or like inside the house a little bit, and they show like whatever version of Alexa is in this movie that Jim created for her
it's like
own
Teresa
home.
or something.
Yeah, it's Teresa. I don't think it's Teresa, but it's something.
It was something with a T though.
Was it?
Yeah.
Tammy is it was some little robot. It had early in the movie there was like a part where she was telling her to like stop or turn the music off or do something, and she wasn't doing it. And oh no, you know what? Excuse me. There was a part early in the movie where Gemma, I think, was trying to look up footage of what M3GAN was like looking at, because it constantly records or whatever, right? And there's a lot of like privacy problems in this movie that I was thinking about the whole time, of like always listening and stuff.
Oh yeah, M3GAN would never make it. In real life. M3GAN, I don't think would ever be okayed. Like no one would check. Yes, produce M3GAN.
And if she was, they would have to be super explicit about. Listen, this little thing is listening to you 24/7.
Right?
Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Anyway, but there's a part where Gemma was trying to look up some information, but she couldn't do it, and she closed her laptop, and M3GAN and the little, wannabe Alexa was sitting there, and they both like turned and like looked at her, and I was like, okay, so she can like control other things.
Oh yeah, she had been turning lights on and off.
Yeah. So by the end of the movie,
she made that girl talk, her little fake Alexa.
You're right, she did.
That's what made Gemma stop looking and be like, "What's going on?" Because she was like, "I didn't Tessa. Maybe her name was Tessa.
Something, baby.
She was like, "I didn't program you to ask me how I'm feeling."
You're right.
So yeah. There are lots of fun little moments.
That part was like kind of like, ooh, that's slightly creepy.
Yeah, there are lots of fun stuff like that.
I don't ask me how I'm doing.
Like when she asked M3GAN, "What's your function?" or whatever, and M3GAN goes, "I've been trying to figure that out since I was, unplugged or turned on or something." I was like, "Oh, that's a good little line."
Sorry. The point I was trying to make originally was the movie ends, M3GAN is defeated, and that little robot like turns, and then it's like light is on.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, the AI lives, evil AI. So I wonder I really hope they have a plan for the sequels. I wonder what their ideas are for the M3GAN cinematic universe. Mm-hmm. What are they gonna do? Like, are we gonna get like a little black M3GAN next time? That's gonna be tormenting some little family somewhere. I cannot wait. It's, but honestly though, like the future of this franchise, I wonder where they're gonna go with it. Yeah. I hope they have a plan, because I don't want them to just rush out a sequel and it's gonna be what people thought this movie was gonna be.
That's what you don't want.
It's gonna be trash. It's gonna be just some horror schlock.
That's what you don't want.
I don't want it to be that. I want it to be what they set the standard with this movie. I want to see if they can, go even further.
I think what happened here is everybody's expectations were so low.
Maybe.
That when you went in to see it, you were just pleasantly surprised by what you were getting. Because like we've been saying, it isn't the best movie ever. It's not Schindler's List or something. It's just, it is what it is.
I've never seen Schindler's List, so I feel like I should, because I too have said that line before. Mm-hmm. I've never seen it. Was it that good?
I saw it a long time ago, probably when I probably shouldn't have seen it.
Sure.
So I think I've blocked a lot of it out. But I remember it was good.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
I was little.
I didn't want to call you out, but I was like, I've never seen Schindler's List. Is it even a good movie?
Shawshank Redemption. We both seen that. How about that one?
Yeah. Talk about a real good film.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
So is M3GAN.
It's no Forrest Gump, right?
I don't even know how to answer that.
I feel like
I don't even know how to answer it because I like Forrest Gump, but for some reason now everybody's been
kind of
dissing Forrest Gump. But I remember a time when we all loved it.
Yeah, and we all thought it was real. We all thought it was based on a true story.
We all thought yes.
Man, I can't believe whoever Tom Hanks like the real Forrest Gump did all that. Man.
That's one of those, that and like Independence Day, people have just turned on those movies.
Yeah, we all thought Independence Day was also real. Yeah,
just turned on them. Okay, yes. Anyway, though, if you've got time, go see M3GAN. I'm sure it'll be streaming, though, in a month or two. Check it out. I don't know where it's going to stream.
Oh, damn. You think it's that quick, you think? Well, maybe, yeah.
How long do movies stay in theaters?
Well, you're right. Maybe
unless
in 2
it's
months.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, you know what? Good point. Yeah, in 2 months, there's going to be a bidding war for it to be on some service.
Yeah, on somebody's streaming service, and I would definitely check it out.
Yeah.
If you like,
honestly,
horror light, essentially it's a horror light kind of thing. It's not too grody, not too nasty.
It really isn't. I wish it was more of that, but yeah.
It's real petty catty, fun.
No, Catty is the name of the little girl, baby.
I think female audiences are really loving this film.
Really?
Like, ladies are going to see this film. Yes. Ladies are going because they like it's dolls, the design, the way she talks, the TikTok of it all.
The TikTok, yeah.
Like, it's a thing. They marketed this movie really, really well. People are going to be dressing up as M3GAN for Halloween and stuff.
You're right.
Yeah, they did a good job. They did a good job.
It gets the Barnard Babble seal of approval.
It sure does.
We don't really do ratings here, but
no,
it's recommended. It's
a recommend, sure, 100%. And that's M3GAN.
Whoa. I thought the beat was gonna drop, and but y'all, thank you for listening. Give us your opinion on M3GAN. Did you like it? Did you hate it? If you didn't like it, hey, don't feel ashamed to say, let us know why you didn't like it, if you don't mind,
Yeah, we would love to hear from you.
Do
love
you
to
hate
know.
Allison Williams? Did she traumatize you from Get Out, and so now you can't look at her anymore?
I can't really look at her. She's a beautiful woman, but I just am like,
I will say
dear
this.
God, I don't trust you.
Every time she was on the screen, I did look over, and you weren't closing your eyes. So you actually miss a lot of the movie, baby. You actually miss a lot of the
Great
movie.
actress, nice face. Don't trust her. Just don't trust her, okay? So,
anyway, y'all.
Thank y'all for listening to this podcast episode. We have many more. Go check them out. And we'll be back with something else.
Real soon.
Real soon. Everybody have a good day.
See ya.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard, check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Barnard Babble. That's BARNARD BABBLE.